Afternoon guys, hope everyone's doing well. Today we'll be lighting up this poor Laranaga Petite Corona, better known as the PLPC. This is one of my favourites, has been for a long time. And today's kind of topic, as you can see, apologise for the wind's all of a sudden picked up, which is good, is the very soon to come into place new Habanos pricing format, which will see the prices of Cuban cigars skyrocket. Not all brands, as you can see here, Cohiba in some countries will triple as they are from now, and in general the Cohiba will be a true luxury brand, but we'll get onto that after. What this is for those who don't know, I thought it would be good for those who aren't aware to become aware very soon, is for a long time Hong Kong has been one of the most expensive places to buy and purchase Cuban cigars. That's been known for a while, and what this new pricing strategy is to kind of even that playing field to where no matter where you go in the world to buy a Cuban cigar, it will all be the same price. What it effectively does is kills the grey market, which is, say, from me being here in the UK, travelling to say Germany, where the prices of Cuban cigars especially, but tobacco in general, is much lower, buying your cigars and then bringing them back, that's classified as the grey market. And this pretty much kills that completely, because it doesn't make a difference where you are, cigars will cost the same. So for some people it will be a real shock and a real disappointment. For me, it means that I will be pushed out of some of the higher end brands, for example Cohiba, Trinidad, Partagas, Romeo and Juliet, H. Upmann, Monte Cristo. Those are the, say, 5 brands I think I just mentioned that will go up the most in percentage wise. The most, but the worst off being Cohiba and Trinidad. Those 2 brands known as kind of the flagship. Cohiba has always been, of course, the flagship, but Trinidad for quality and price has been a close second. Those brands in particular, I would advise you to buy what you can now, as those will go up the most. And again, for me personally, it will kind of put that out of the market. So some of the stats we've got here, again, it will apply differently in different countries, in the sense that here in the UK, our prices are generally quite high currently, but whereas for places like, say, Spain, they will see a much greater increase from what they currently have in order to get that even cost across the board. But for example, in this article, which is, both these articles are by a forum called Cigar Journal, fantastic forums. They have a magazine, they have a host of different experts that write different articles. Here, I apologise for the wind if that is interfering. The one time I come outside to record a video and it's going mental. But for example, in the article it's talking about Trinidad, the prices multiplied by 3 or 4, and the same for kind of Monte Cristo and the brand new Romeo and Juliet Lineo d'Oro lines, and the Monte Cristo, 1935 lines, which are kind of like the Monte Cristo and Romeo's answer to the Beakey line via Cohiba. But long story short, it's really bad, I would say, for the Cuban cigar industry. It will price out a lot of cigar smokers. It will be a great thing for New World, as it will push a lot of people who smoke Cuban cigars to there. Me, for example, I'd say I smoke predominantly Cuban cigars, and that will change very soon, as the stuff I do have I will treat almost kind of as forbidden fruits, in the sense that the cost of them will just go through the roof. Again, certain of what you do have to keep into context though is brands like Por Larnaga, they won't increase near the prices of, for example, Cohiba. They will still remain relatively low in comparison. They will still increase, this article again says, between 5 and 10%. Other sources I've asked and spoken to have said 20 to 25 here in the UK. But all countries will vary because of the not consistent pricing just now. So some countries will get hit much worse in comparison to what they have previously. But what I would say is it will affect some people more than others. I would say for anyone in America who purchases cigars via, say, Switzerland, to buy what you can now, as that will become, I would say, unfeasible price point wise. With the shipping and just the cost of it, you would probably be priced out. Because again, it doesn't matter where you go to buy your Cuban cigars, they will all be the same price. For example, something I enjoy doing is going abroad and bringing back cigars. Here in the UK, you're allowed 50 per person. So I could go to, say, Amsterdam. They have some great Cuban cigar shops there. I could go buy 2 boxes of 25, bring them back with me, duty free. That's what you're allowed. It will make that, again, almost pointless, because you would go abroad, bring back, and it would cost you the exact same as it does here. So it truly kills a lot of the fun of it, actually. And that's what a few people have said, is kind of it's lost its appeal because of the prices. But yeah, I will link down below these 2 articles because there's a lot of information, but that is what I've heard from very, very reliable sources in the industry, and of course these articles back that up. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy this, as it might be my last one for a while. I will be purchasing a few of the higher end brands. That's what else I would recommend, is that you would purchase the kind of top tier brands, especially Cohiba. If you enjoy them, buy all you can afford, because soon you might not be able to afford them. But I would say, instead of running out and buying kind of Por Larnaga, Ramon Allones, Sandro Panza, Cuidar Say, brands such as that, you go out and buy Trinidad, Hoyo, Partagas, Romeo, Monte Cristo, Cohiba, because those are the brands that will go up the most in comparison. Of course, buy as you please, but from a pricing point, I would recommend buying the top tier brands, as they will increase more than others. But yeah, it's a sad couple of days for the Cuban cigar market. I don't know, of course, how this will affect long term. Again, from people I've talked to directly within the industry, they can see the long term being quite devastating. And again, what everyone jokes about now is they're increasing the prices when there's no stock. For those of you who aren't aware, there's a massive shortage. There has been kind of since the pandemic, but more so it's been felt this last year, 2022, and there's no sign of it improving. You have most countries, one being Fifth Avenue, which is the importer for Germany. They have a massive warehouse, one of the largest, and it is reported to be virtually empty. I found out that the La Casa de Habano in Munich last month received their order, and in it was 3 boxes of Romeo and Juliet Millefleur, boxes of 10, and that was it. I'm assuming that their order list would have been hundreds and hundreds of boxes long across different brands and different pitolas, and yeah, they received 3 boxes. So it does show you the really, really bad situation we're in. If you've seen online certain shops, they have a lot of sticks out of stock. Typically it's the larger ring gauges, kind of the 52, 54 plus, are all out, not all of them. And again, certain places have more in stock than others. But there's certain brands that you might have not seen for a while. One of my I'd say arguably my favourite cigar is the El Rey del Mundo Soir Supreme, which I've not seen in about 8 months. Impossible to get, sold out everywhere, and that's just one example of many. And again, there's no sign of really anything improving anytime soon. So again, them increasing the price points doesn't really make sense. You kind of increase the price of the cigars, fair enough, but there's not really much stock to increase. And again, this whole pricing situation gets very complicated in certain countries. For example, in Germany, where each box of cigars has a warranty seal on it by the German government that has a price, and it is against the law to sell a box of cigars for any less or more than what is on. So again, I don't know how they're going to combat that. And yeah, it's going to be interesting what happens. But like I said, I will link these 2 articles down below. I'm sure if you kind of do more research yourself, you will find a whole host of information on it. But bottom line is, we're set for the prices to increase. Certain brands more than others, as you can see by the title of that article. Cohiba will in some cases triple, which again, for people like myself, will make it so unappealing and kind of out of reach, to where if you take a Cohiba Robusto, I'm not going to be spending 85, 90 pound on that, when just now you can pick them up for 30, 35. And it will increase probably more in some cases, again, the different Vitolas in each range. But yeah, that being said, hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to sit back and enjoy this cigar with some cold oolong tea, which pairs very well. And yeah, catch you guys next one. Cheers.